Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica. Welcome to the Fan Carpet. Today we are joined by Bernard Hiller, and he is an amazing coach and acting advisor and teacher. And he's supported by the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, Samuel L. Jackson, Cameron Diaz, to name a few. And it's just an honor to have him here today.
Well, it's an honor to meet you. You're beautiful.
Thank you very much.
There's a lot of talent in there, I see.
Thank you. Well, I'm very interested in acting, and obviously you're here for the masterclass tomorrow.
Yes.
And it's an honour to be attending tomorrow, so I can let you guys know how that went once I've been. I'm sure it'll be amazing. And I just want to ask you a few questions, really to start with how you got into the film industry, and how long have you known that this has been your passion and your purpose?
Well, I started as a little kid, so I guess I would be almost like 35, 40 years I've been in this. I always had a passion to be an actor. Acting was something I wanted to do. And one of the things about passion is it takes you to the next level. It's not like the whole thing. So as I started acting, all of a sudden, it got me into directing, it got me into writing, and then suddenly someone asked me to coach them and they got a job, and then I got into teaching. It sort of organically came. It wasn't something I decided. And I am so lucky to be going around the world working with so many incredible people. I get to meet you.
Oh, well, that's such a nice message, and I think it's great how you started off as doing acting, and then you experienced the writing and the directing and all the sort of aspects of it, which makes a great teacher to sort of know all the areas.
Well, I'm a real actor. I mean, I'm teaching acting to people who want to become actors, and I'm an actor, so I know what they need, and I know what I needed. I created a class that I wish I could have been in.
Right.
I mean, I wanted to always be in a class like this, and I couldn't find it. And sometimes I'm very jealous I'm not in the class, because I would have been a much better actor right from the get-go.
Oh, well, it sounds like that you being an actor really helps other actors to kind of experience what it's like, rather than someone teaching just based on books. You have first-hand experience with it, which means you can get deeper into really understanding where they need to go to be successful.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you've done it, you know it, and I still do it, but I did it for like 25 years, and I always thought that something was missing, and so I created a master class, which is what we're going to do tomorrow. You're going to be very excited about what it takes to become a dynamic actor, or more importantly, become the actor of the future. Most of the schools are teaching people how to become actors of the present or the past, but I don't want the present or the past. We want to create actors for the future, because future actors are always going to work.
Yes, that's very, very true, especially with technology evolving so fast, and with everything changing, you have to be adaptable to change. So.
Right. There is an industry called reality television, which is a direct result of bad acting. That the audience is starving for something real. They'd rather watch 6 people in the house than watch a play or a movie, and that's bad.
Yeah, that must be why, reality TVs are so popular.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I have to say, I've watched it. It's not something I'm interested in, but I can see some of the scenes are real, because that woman is crazy, or this person is kind of a evil guy, or this woman is a bitch. I mean, they really are, and so there's no acting, and that's what's happening. There's no more acting happening. It's called being. Really truthfully, the audience is dying for the truth. That's why people love Meryl Streep. She's always truthful. You don't catch anybody who. And here's the secret: if anybody can see you acting, you're doing it wrong. You have to do it where no one can tell, and that's a technique.
Yeah, and actually with my first experiences with acting, at first I thought, okay, how am I going to look like I'm sad? But then, once I watched back, I was like, no, that kind of looks like I'm trying to be sad. Instead of actually being, when I was actually being sad, I was like, well, this is real. This is like I'm telling the story because it's happening, and other people can see that. So.
That's the future.
Yeah.
The future is being whatever, but that's not easy. Because if you had to do a scene where you had to be in love with me, that's not like you just pop it in. You have to really be able to figure out how with different techniques, how could I make that where I could really feel something for another person?
Yeah.
And that's using your heart and the substitutions and different things. If you had to love me or hate me or be afraid of me, I mean, for real. Because acting is playing different parts of you. Not playing someone else, but playing different parts in you, because in us exists everything. And that's what acting is.
It's kind of accessing those parts of yourself and really expressing that.
Yes, because I couldn't throw you out the window right now because of the consequences of what people think of me. I would be arrested, horrible. But if I threw you out the window in a movie, I access the anger part of me, but I could win maybe an Academy Award for doing it, for throwing you out the window. If I do it for real, I'm going to prison for a long time, and all my friends and everything would be horrible. So that's fun about acting is that we can access different parts of ourselves without any consequences.
That's true, actually. It's really interesting you mentioned that, because I was genuinely thinking about this the other night when I was like, sometimes there are things like I wish I could do, but I can't do it in real life because I'd be in trouble.
Right.
So then I'm like, I need to find a character, to play and express those feelings.
Right, and the character is actually not a character. The character is part of you. If there was no consequences to doing something, people would do it. It's good that we have consequences, otherwise there'll be a lot of bad things happening. Yeah, I mean, if you did this, it's that. But it's always in you. Everything is in you. Everything is in me. Everything is in everybody. We're winners, we're losers, we're lovers, we're haters. We're killers. And I'm saying it's possible for us to do that. It's not that we want to or we're interested in it, but could we if we wanted to?
Of course, I think anyone's capable of anything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Everybody's capable of it.
Yeah.
We could save a life. We could drown. We can do anything. And what keeps us clear is sort of a moral compass, a moral idea that no, this is not the right thing to do because we want to live with ourselves.
Yeah.
But in acting, it doesn't really matter because if I throw you out the window, you're not mad at me because you're not going to really die.
No.
Even though you're struggling, and boom, out the window.
I mean, I think acting is a great outlet for people, and
I think acting is the most important class to take if you want to figure out who you are, what you're doing, what your skills are for any kind of business. How do you overcome your blocks and fears? How do you get more confidence? All those things are super important.
I agree, and to all the actors out there, I think if you put your fears behind you and just go for a class, Bernard's class here, I'm get in contact with him, and as you can tell, he knows what he's talking about. He's very experienced with it, and it's very interesting talking with you. I agree with everything you're saying. So
thank you. Thank you.
And just one of the questions I had here were just about what in the future, is there anything in the future you'd like to pursue that you haven't done or you'd like to do more of?
Well, you know what? I like to do everything more of. I think that I would like to start producing. I just wrote a screenplay that Andy Serkis wants to direct from Lord of the Rings. And I'd like to produce more films. I like to direct. I like to do many things. Because if you're really creative, which most people are, you're good at many, many things. It's not just one thing. Don't get locked up in one thing. I mean, I've been teaching for a long time, but all of a sudden, I like varying things, and I work with business people too. I like kind of everything. But I always feel like it's coming, and I'm working towards. I'm sure I'll be directing films and producing them.
Oh, I look forward to that very much. And you sound actually quite a lot like me in terms of, trying a bit of everything and being very creative. Because apart from presenting and modelling, I wanted to try the singing and the dancing and the whole kind of industry. And I love business as well. So I think in one of your interviews you mentioned it's not. How did you phrase it? You could probably phrase it the way you said it, but it's not. It's show business. It's not.
It's called show business. It's a business.
That's it.
And if you don't run your business like a business, you're going out of business. And most people think it's called show up, I'm here, or show off. It's not. It's a business. And a business is a certain way of knowing your skill, what you can do, but to be a business person, you have to add value. So you have to be the better actor than anyone I have. Otherwise, why should I take you?
Yeah, and I like that advice. You know, it's because it is a business, and you're kind of promoting yourself.
No, you are promoting yourself, but like a business, you know, if you wanted me to hire you, you have to bring something to it that I wouldn't think of it, or bring something to it better than everyone else.
Yeah, and give something so that people obviously want to invest in you. And,
right, and if first you have to invest in yourself, and then other people will invest in you. First, it's always you. You'll know when you have a great dream when everyone thinks it's crazy. If you want to know, do I have a powerful dream? Do people think it's crazy? You're onto something.
You're on the right track.
We're on the right track. If everybody doesn't say anything, then you don't really have a dream. And dreams should be powerful, because big dreams come more true than small dreams.
Yeah, and as they say, you know, when you reach, don't reach for the sun, reach for the stars, because, you know, the further away you aim, you know, the more you kind of push yourself to get there, and the further you get to.
Why reach for the stars when there are footprints on the moon?
I like that. And I mean, for me, when I talk to friends and family about my dreams, you know, I kind of now tend to keep them more to myself and people who are in the industry, because you know, other people not in the world, in this kind of world, they think, you know, I mean, it's so hard, there's so much competition, but I'm like, yeah, but if I believe in myself and I'm...
So so I'm going to give you some clue.
Yeah.
Clue number one, if you got a real dream, don't talk about it. So dreams are like private parts of your body that you don't show to people, which I don't want you to. It's something personal. Do you understand? It's something that private. You don't need to explain it to somebody. And the truth is, if you really want to be an actor, then I'll help you to achieve that. And that's it. Stop talking about it. Now, because you don't really need support of others. You need the right support of others. But the ones you're talking to are not the people you need.
No.
Because why should your mother, father, friend, neighbor be supporting your dream? It's not their dream, is it? So why would that mean to them? They don't understand it. It's like the person you're in love with. But let's say you had a boyfriend. Yes? You're in love with them, correct? You have a boyfriend, you're in love with him. Are you asking other people, should I be in love with this guy? Are you asking people to vote on this? Or are you in love with this person?
It's up to you, you know.
Well, I'm saying you're in love with him, right? Imagine you're in love with somebody. You're not really asking anybody. If I should, right?
Because something, you know, unique to you, and it's up to you.
Right. You love that person. It's not that I have to love him. I'm not having a relationship with this guy. You are. And that's what acting is. It's really like a lover that works for you. It doesn't mean it works for someone else. Someone else could think, oh, this guy's an idiot. Okay, well, you're not, you know, that's not what your opinion is.
Yeah, you don't know them.
Well, you know, they could think it's an idiot. Do you like him? Good. He's for you.
Yeah.
You're not here to, you don't need other people. You need you and a great teacher and a great mentor. Two people. That's all you need. So you don't need to explain what you're doing, and because the world is very negative. So if the moment you start a dream, everyone's going to say how difficult it is and I mean, that's just the most common thing in the world. If you told people I want to run for prime minister, what would they say? Ridiculous. Because we don't live in a world that believes in dreams, except one city. One city believes in dreams.
Hollywood. LA.
LA. LA, if you got a dream, they go like, yeah. Everywhere else in the world, and I teach in a lot of places, it doesn't work.
And I feel that's why that's the place for me, because even people who haven't necessarily made it, they want to and they believe it, and I love that spirit of, I want this, I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to try my best.
If you go for it, you got to go for it. But the most important thing is you got to have the right teacher, because you're only as good as a teacher. And there was a thing where I believe there's only 10 great teachers in the world for you, and you have to find one of the 10. Now, there's a lot of great teachers, but only 10 that could take you to a new level that you couldn't even imagine. It's not something that's everywhere. Because it's like a combination. It's like a boyfriend. You couldn't say, okay, I ended with this one, here's the next one. You know, what you're looking for is very special.
Yes, I agree. And I mean, I think actually having a mentor is something that I've lacked. I've just been self-taught with a lot of things, and have had good friends in the industry that have kind of, you know, encouraged me to go for opportunities and things. But I'm very determined myself, and I haven't really found a mentor until maybe if you take me on, then I'm sure I'd grow a lot and learn a lot. I mean, it sounds amazing.
Well, the thing about one of the secrets of all the stars that I know or work with, they always ask for help.
Yes.
But you only should ask help from a person whose lives you would switch with.
Right. That makes sense.
So someone you'd be like, wow, I'd switch with that person's life. They seem to have an interesting thing. And that's hard. Because a lot of people get advice from people. Why are you asking people who are living their nightmare to help you achieve your dream? Yeah. You know, if you're going to lose weight, ask somebody who's not the biggest person you know. Ask someone who's got the greatest body. Ask them. They know.
Of course.
What they know, they know. So, yeah, it's important that you ask for help, but from the right people.
The right people. Yeah, and do you have anyone that inspires you within the industry, or did?
Well, I think that my teachers did. There was a teacher named Eric Morris. He wrote a book called No Acting Please. It really inspired me. I look for inspirations sort of everywhere, from painters to art to music. Inspiration is everywhere, and I need inspiration. You need to be inspired to keep going.
Yeah, well, it gives you an energy and sort of
right.
a feeling of being alive.
Yeah.
And because you've worked with a great amount of talents, and I was wondering if there's anyone sort of on your wish list of people to work with, and maybe people that we know.
Well, you know what? I like to work with people who are hungry.
Yes.
So it's not like I'd like to work with this one and that one, because that doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like, you know, I like I'm working with several actors right now who are up and coming people. I have an actor named Costa Ronan, and he did The Americans, Homeland and Americans. Incredible. And so we have many different actors that I believe in.
Yeah.
That's exciting to work with. It's not like I just want to work with that person. I want to work with somebody who's hungry and wants to learn. So I just came back from Vienna. I met some incredible actors there. I have incredible actors here, Germany, Spain.
Really international.
Yeah, I'm inspired by growth. I'm inspired by people who have curiosity of life.
Oh, that's awesome. And I think learning is number one key to kind of, obviously growing. You learn, you use what you learn, become better. And as long as you don't give up as well. I think those who make
Look, a winner is a loser who tries one more time.
Yes.
That's really what a winner is. And I feel that's what I am. Sort of a loser trying one more time, and you win. I mean, you got to keep trying, and just keep trying.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to lose, isn't it? Because,
Well, can you win without losing?
No. I mean...
And most people just want to win. If you never want to lose, you will always lose. But if you're ready to lose, you'll win.
And success is not just a straight line, it's...
Well, success is a kind of happiness, because what success means is someone who's happy and what they're doing, and that's success. That's what I think success is. But everyone has a different definition of success. But success is something that you give yourself. Fame is what other people give you, but success is you give yourself. And you have to think of yourself right this minute as a successful person. That it's not something in the future, but it's actually right now.
Yeah, thank you. And I think that's also helps, you know, you carrying on being successful in the future, to think of yourself as, I'm doing well, you know, where I am, even though...
I think you are. No, not even though. Where you are, it's like you're in first grade. When you want to hate yourself, you should be like, I'm in first grade. That's great. So I'll get you to the second grade.
Celebrate it.
Yeah, celebrate it. Don't go like, oh God, I'm in first grade. I wish I was in college. No, you're where you're supposed to be. You're where you're supposed to be. Now you're going to go and you're going to get to the next level. So that's all good.
Yeah, well, you're a very, very positive person. That's very, you know, enlightening and very... it's just great to be around. So I definitely advise you meeting with this man. And actually, before we wrap up, I'd like to ask you, what would be your favorite quote or favorite...
Well, the most important thing is that you can achieve anything you want if you have a strong why.
Yeah.
If you have a strong why, you're unstoppable. And you have to love your dream more than your blocks and fears.
Yeah.
You have to, but if you had a strong why, you'll make it. You'll overcome anything that's in the way.
I may be on the right track then with that. I mean, I sacrificed social life in the past because obviously I was like, well, my career is more important than, you know, where I go out now. I'd rather go out later in the future when I'm successful and I can go out with the right people and, yeah, kind of, it's sacrifice, but it's worth it. 100%.
Well, no, but there is sacrifice. It's not free.
No.
I mean, if you're building a career, it's not free. It's about something, you know.
Investment.
Of course. I mean, you have to give up time and energy and sometimes family. It's a business, like any business. If you're working in a store, you're going to be there. You're not going to be home all the time. There is an investment on that.
Yeah, and I think, you know, because when people love what they do, it doesn't, even though you know it's still a sacrifice, it doesn't really feel like it's, you know, a waste of time. It feels like it's, you know, you're giving yourself, but you're going to achieve things later on.
Well, of course, you have to have faith. This is one of the problems that most people don't have. They don't have enough faith.
Yeah.
If you have faith that you know, then you know that there's no such thing as a coincidence, that this was meant to do something, and take a deep breath in and figure out what was the real meaning of it. And if you have faith, things are going to work out.
Yeah,
that's the key.
And I think those who don't have faith end up giving up.
Of course. But that's because the mind, the one thing you do want to get out of your mind is extremely negative, and your heart believes that what you want is possible. 3 top tips you have to have. Number 1, invest in yourself. Number 2, be optimistic. And optimistic means that when everyone else you know would be pessimistic in a situation, you're optimistic. And number 3, never stop training. Keep learning. If you keep learning, you're going to become relevant, you're going to become important, and people are going to need you. Those are the top 3.
Amazing, top 3. Well, very nice to meet you, Bernard, and
it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
The most important thing is don't wait. Here's 2 more important tips. Always start before you're ready, and never let money stop you. That's it.
Great advice. And so, Bernard, where can we find you on social media?
Well, on my website is bernardhiller.com, and on Instagram it's Bernie Hiller, and on Facebook it's Bernie Hiller. You can always find me, and that's a good thing right now. You can always find anybody you're looking for.
Exactly. So you heard Bernard Hiller, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.